thrilled that we got our jazz festival in, but it will take place next November. So November 2021, and we're pretty excited about that. And fingers crossed that it will be, this whole pandemic thing will be a thing of the past by next November. Um, so what else do we have? We have the Washington Heights Jazz Festival. We have for 5 years, actually 6 years almost, we've had a jazz jam here in Washington Heights every single Wednesday, and we have not missed one even with the pandemic, except that it has turned into a jazz salon more than a jazz jam, which is also fantastic. So that's all online. We also coming up, we have the Jazz WaHi composition competition. So if you know anybody in the greater New York area, send them our way. There is prize money involved and a performance opportunity involved. So send them our way. Send them to jazzwahi.org. So that would be fabulous. And we also have something called Random Acts of Jazz, which we have not really been continuing since the pandemic, but that is something, they're like pop-up jazz performances that we sponsor in the neighborhood in Washington Heights, featuring Washington Heights musicians. Sorry, I'm letting more people in as I speak. There we go. So we have the, oh, excuse me, just so many people coming in, I don't know what to do. All right, so we have the Random Acts of Jazz, hoping to start those back up again as soon as everything is safe, which will be several months from now. And that brings us to the Jazz WaHi Vocal Series, which has been going on for about 4 years, and we have not missed a performance. We started the Zoom online. We started that in April, and it's been going ever since. So I will say that one of the, I don't want to say perk, but I don't know, one of the good side effects.
One of the bright sides.
One of the bright sides of this whole miserable situation that we're in is that I am able to ask singers to come and perform that don't actually have to come to New York City. So I'm pretty thrilled. It's pretty fabulous to have people who are not here and don't have to pay to come to New York City, and we have them right here, and we're listening to them, and they're part of the Jazz WaHi Vocal Series. So, with that in mind, are you ready, Chris Humphrey? Because you're about to be introduced. I assume you're out there somewhere in this mass of people. So I have known Chris Humphrey for, I don't even know, I don't want to say how many years, over 30 years, definitely, yeah, 40, I don't know how many years, but we went to college together, and I was so thrilled when I met Chris, and it was another jazz lover, and we just kind of hit it off immediately. And oh, here comes Beth Mon. Oh, how nice, Lisa White. Oh my goodness. So we just hit it off, and I was so happy to have another jazz lover and singer that I could hang out with and talk with and have fun with. So I'm so thrilled. I'm so excited that Chris. There's Mark.
Here I am again.
That Chris Humphrey is joining us for the Jazz WaHi Vocal Series.
Can I just
with Tim Webb and Brad Chahomsky. Wait a minute, Mark has something to say. Hold on. Sorry about that. It was a false introduction.
I have been frantically letting people in for the past 10 minutes, and I haven't even had a chance to see if everybody I'm letting in has actually donated. Because things are just happening so quickly. So I just assume that everybody is here has indeed donated on the Jazz WaHi website. But if you haven't somehow, and that has eluded us,
feel free to go to the jazzwahi.org.
Take a moment and do that for us, because it helps us, it helps the musicians, and like that. All right, on with the show.
All right, without further ado, the fabulous Chris Humphrey. Yay! Oh, and please, everybody stay muted until the very end. Yay! Let me make him spotlight. Hold on, Chris. I'm so sorry. I'm letting people in. Hold on. I'm sorry, Chris. I've lost Chris.
Oh,
there he is. Nope.
Are we ready for the jazz?
There you go. Chris, there's so many people I can't find you.
Put it on gallery, just so we can see.
There you are. Yay!
There it
is. Still letting people.
Nice. Who did that fake applause?
There he is.
We are thrilled to be here. Thank you, Louise and Mark.
We can't hear him, can we?
We cannot hear.
For
Chris,
having
we
us.
can't hear
I'm so
you.
psyched to do this.
We can't
and
hear
we are
you.
coming to you live
Call him.
from Cheverus High School,
Chris?
which is the school that I teach at. We are in the basement
Wait a minute.
of the what was the Jesuit residence, and now it's converted to classrooms. And we received a grant from the Narragansett Foundation in Maine here, a $10,000 grant to open a studio, to create a music studio for our students. And we've just slowly started to get it up and running, and Louise said, Chris, could you do this virtual gig? And I said, ooh, that would be a nice way for me to make sure that I get things set up. And so I asked my friends Tim Webb and Brad Chomsky to come and join us tonight. And so we're going to do about 50 minutes worth of music for you, and hope you enjoy it. And Louise and Mark, thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for all that you do to support jazz and keep it alive. She's asked me several times to come down to New York. My kid goes to college in New York, and I still haven't been over there yet, so this was like the easiest way to get me. I'm not going to New York now, that's for sure. Once Broadway opens, I'm there, baby.
Well, whenever you're ready.
Did you guys log on to hear me do shtick? I don't think so. Hide your heart from sight. Lock your dreams at night. It could happen to you. Don't count stars or you might stumble. Someone drops a sigh, and down, down, down you'll tumble. Keep an eye on spring, run when church bells ring, 'cause it could happen to you. All that I did was wonder how your arms would be. And then it happened to me. Hide your heart from sight. Lock your dreams at night. 'Cause it could happen to you. Don't you dare count stars or you might stumble. Someone drops a sigh, and down, down, down you'll tumble. Keep an eye on spring and run when church bells ring. It could happen, it really could happen to you. All that I did was wonder how your arms would be, and it happened to me. your heart from sight. Lock your dreams at night, because it could happen to you. Don't you dare count stars, or you might stumble, because someone that you love will drop a sigh, and down, 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 down you'll tumble. Keep an eye on spring. Run when church bells ring, 'cause it could happen to you, or even you. All that I did was wonder how your arms would be, and then it happened. It really happened. It really happened to me. Sound good? I see a lot of chat. That's awesome. Thank you.
Could be a bit louder, but the quality is good.
Funny, I did a couple of pandemic concerts. Everything's going to be known as a pandemic blank from now on. You know, I have this great pandemic recipe you got to try. So we did a couple of pandemic concerts. One of them was a drive-in concert. It was really cool, and it was like the some of the campaign rallies where people were honking their car horns instead of applauding. It was really kind of fun. You can just chat applause if you want, but we're used to finishing our songs and hearing nothing at all. This next tune we're going to do is a tune that I arranged quite a few years ago. I did a recording for Cadence Jazz Records. Well, I didn't do it for them. They released it. I did it for myself and my family and friends. And so this is One Note Samba, and it's in 7, and then it's not in 7, and then it's in 7 again. And it's a lot of fun. At least I have fun. And I torture drummers and bass players by making them play it. Oh, it's an easy one. You can read it right down. That is my starting note. I'll just come in. This is just a little samba built upon a single note. Other notes are bound to follow, but the root is still that note. Now this new one is the answer to the one we just been through, as I'm bound to be the unavoidable consequence of you. There's so many people who can talk and talk and talk and just say nothing, or nearly nothing. I have used up all the skill I know, and at the end I come to nothing, or nearly nothing at all. So I come back to this first note, as I must come back to you. I will pour into that one note all the love I feel for you. Anyone who wants the whole show, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, they will find themselves with no show. Better play the note you know. Da ba do da da do da 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 do da 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 do da ba do da ba do da do da do da da do 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 de sha do da da do do da da do da da do da ah ah ba da da do ba bu do where do 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 de sha da da do do da 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 do da do ba do le do ba do le di le da 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 do da da do 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 da 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 do This is just a little samba built upon a single note. Other notes are bound to follow, but the root is still that note. Anyone who wants the whole show, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, they will find themselves with no show. Better play the note you know. I have used up all the scale and all that I have is at the ending, a really bad ending. I have used up all the scale I know, and at the end I come to nothing, or nearly nothing at all. So I come back to this first note, as I must come back to you. I will pour into that one note all the love I feel for you. Anyone who wants the whole show, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, they will find themselves with no show. Better play the note you know. Beep, beep, honk, honk. Awesome. This is great. I'm going to have to print out all the chat later. I'll delete the ones. Bass sounds awesome. Drums sounds amazing. What's up with the singer? I'll just delete that one, but that's okay. What is this, Facebook? That was me. Oh, that was you. Yeah, Brad's during the bass solo, Brad's over there chatting, sending nasty letters. So it is December 3rd, and behind Tim is a Christmas tree. So we should do a Christmas song. Because there's a Christmas tree here, there's also a crucifix, so we should do an Easter song, but we'll start with Christmas because this is actually Advent and we are preparing for Christmas. So this is one of my favorite tunes. Actually, my friend Louise recorded this years ago in 1990. Do you remember that, Louise? You recorded this song. Well, you don't know what song it is, so of course you don't remember it yet. Yeah, the Christmas Waltz, you did this on this record. Louise has always been a go-getter. Yeah, she's a go-getter, I tell you that. That Louise, she said, guys, we're going to do a record. We're going to do a Christmas record. Everybody who plays jazz in the area, come on, let's go. Everybody does one tune or two tunes, let's go. And she just made it happen. It was great. It made us all kind of get the creative juices flowing. And she did this tune, and I remember loving her recording of it. And so we're going to do it now, Christmas Waltz. I later recorded it with a big band that Ryan Parker put together in the UNH area. And so this is the COVID version of the big band version of Christmas Waltz. Beautiful tune by Sammy Kahn and Jewel Stein. Frosted window panes, candles gleaming inside, candy canes on the tree, Santa's on his way. He's filled his sleigh with things, things for you and for me. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song you hear seems to say Merry Christmas. May your New Year dreams come true. And this song of mine in 3/4 time wishes you and yours the same thing too. Frosted window panes, candles gleaming inside, candy canes on the tree. Santa's on his way. He's filled his sleigh with things. He's filled his sleigh with things for you and me. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song you hear, it seems to say Merry Christmas. May your New Year dreams come true. And this song of mine in 3/4 time wishes you and yours the same thing too. The same thing too. The same thing too. Louise's chat was Christmas Waltz, clap, clap, clap. Nice. All right. We got one together? So aside from this next tune being one of my favorite tunes to play and sing, it's completely appropriate for this this era. It's called Alone Together, and we are all together being alone. And sometimes it's good to look for the silver lining. We had a little sound check and a very brief rehearsal this afternoon, and we're talking about the positive things that have come out of this, and there's not a lot of them, but it's important to look for them. And one of them is that we're able to make music and have you guys hear it all over the place. And I was telling stories about people that I've been listening to online and gifts that people that I love and respect musically and otherwise have been sharing. Makoto Ozoni, he played something like 65 days in a row of free concerts on Facebook. No charge, nothing. And it was great sound. It was him and his piano on the other side of the globe in Japan. And so we appreciate you all being here with us. And it's nice to be alone together with you. I'm pretty sure that my kids just laughed hysterically at me on that one. See, because what he said was alone together. All right. So we'll do like a... Alone together, beyond the crowd, above the world, we're not too proud to cling together. We're strong as long as we are together. Alone together, the blinding rain, the starless night, we're not in vain, for we are together. And what is there to fear when we're together? Our love is as deep as the sea. Our love is as great as a love can be. And we can weather the great unknown when we're alone together. alone together, beyond the crowd, above the world. We're not too proud to cling together. We're strong as long as we're together. Alone together. The blinding rain, the starless nights were not in vain. And we're together. And what is there to fear when we are 6 feet apart? Our love is as deep as the sea. Our love is great when you wear a mask like me. And we can weather the great unknown when we're alone. If we're alone, when we're alone together.
I don't think you can hear us.
Long day of teaching and talking, and then now singing. I'm seeing lots of chat claps. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. Christmas Waltz, yes. Nice. Good. I'll read this all later, but just assume that I'm loving everything you're saying. So back to me. Back to Louise and that recording in the 90s. I think it was actually 1990 on the nose, as I recall, Louise, that we did that. I was going to say record, but then I was going to say CD, but
I think you're right.
it was a CD, I believe, yeah. It's probably a CD, yeah. It was an 8-track, Tim says. You can't hear him because I've got the mic, which is the way it should be. And so Jen and I, my wife Jennifer, who I think is out there on the interwebs watching. Yes, she is, because my kids are laughing. I can feel it right now. My ears are totally burning. My kids are laughing at me. It's what I do. So we were going to write an original Christmas song, and my grandmother, who was still alive at the time, said, "Chris, I really want to hear you sing more songs in church." And which is great, which is totally cool, and she's right. And actually, since then, since she passed away, I've probably sung more songs in church than I did when she was alive, because it's a paying gig. And I believe it too. So anyway, so I said, well, she knows I'm into jazz, so let's do a jazz song that Grammy would like to hear in church, maybe. So I wrote the music to this, and Jen wrote these beautiful lyrics, and this is our original entitled "By a Star." Hectic days, old cliches, how to make hurried words seem sincere. Carry on as we do with each passing year. There are times we ignore what it is that brings hope for us all, with our hearts open wide. We will see by a star we are guided to a place where we are given perfect peace, perfect joy, but the greatest of these is love, perfect love, unconditional love, come what may. Open hearts, let him in, troubles fade away. By a star we are guided to a place where we are given perfect peace, perfect joy, but the greatest of these is love, perfect love, unconditional love, come what may. Open heart, let him in, troubles fade away. On this Christmas day, ooh. I think Grammy would have liked that one. Yeah, I think she does. Nice. Okay. I'm totally distracted every time I wanna stop doing music and I just wanna chat with everybody. So yes, right. Thank you all for coming out. Like I said, if you came in late or whatever, I'm going to read all these chats and I'm going to try to respond to all of you, even those of you who I don't know. You know, like Brad's 7th grade oboist. I'm gonna send you a note. You have no idea who I am, but I'm the weirdo who's in the same room with your band director. Okay, so we got like 15 minutes. Nice. Wow. It's too much fun. Thank you. So we're going to do a tune by Stanley Turrentine, great saxophone player, probably his most famous tune called Sugar, but This was my favorite recording of this was actually not by Stanley Turrentine because I was young and I didn't know who he was. But I heard Rare Silk, and they were a vocal jazz group, and they were a great group, quartet. They had one amazing album. I'm sure they had others, but there was one that was just ridiculous. And they did these lyrics to Sugar by Stanley Turrentine. I always loved it. And so I think this is the first time I've ever done this tune, except in my room singing along with them.
Hello there. How come I can barely hear it on my computer? One of them was talking. I couldn't hear him at all. My volume is full up.
Your midnight eyes, so heavy and tired, look out from within. Upon your face, signs of a race you never can win. I know it's hard when worlds collide and you want to run, but there's no place to hide. You need a friend to let you inside. Come to Sugar. Your sunshine smile, so warm for a while, is ready to set. The more you burn, the less that you learn, the older you get. And if the world is not at your feet, it won't have to be like bitter defeat. Reach for a taste of something that's sweet. Come to Sugar, yeah. Your midnight eyes, so heavy and tired, look out from within. Upon your face, signs of a race you can't win. I know it's hard when worlds collide and you want to run, but there's nowhere to hide. You need a friend to let you inside. Come to sugar. Your sunshine smile, so warm for a while, is ready to set. The more you burn, the less that you learn, the older you get. And if the world is not at your feet, you won't have to be like bitter defeat. Reach for a taste of something that's sweet. Come to sugar, yeah. Come to sugar. Oh, baby, come to sugar. Come to sugar. Come to sugar, baby. Oh, come to sugar now, baby. Come to sugar. Beauty. Well, we definitely have time for one more. We'll see what happens. Next, I told you I made Brad and Tim work a little bit to do that tune in 7. And it's like we rehearsed it for hours. Pretty awesome. And Tim has played this once, years and years ago, probably, right? This next tune? Swinging. Oh, yeah. Tim's sight reading this next song. So we'll go about like, yeah. This is a tune by Oscar Pettiford. If you don't know who Oscar Pettiford was, he was actually a cellist slash bass player. And this is his, I think, his most famous tune. He's written a bunch of tunes, really cool tune, but a lot of great classic bebop era tunes. And this is just an F blues, so we're going to feature Tim and my voice getting in the way. Do dee ba do it, do 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 it, do dee ba do do ba do ba do 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 do, sha do ba do da a do de fra do ba do le de ba do lo ba do de da, sha ba do ba do da ba do do ba. Roll back the rug, break out the jug. I'm gonna have a ball the like of which you never have dug. My wife is on vacation, so's my mother-in-law. I bet you never saw the crazy kind of a fling that I'll be flinging. Man, I really will be swinging till the girls come home. Roll down the shade, send home the maid. I'm gonna live a little now for all the dues that I paid. My wife is on vacation, so's my mother-in-law. I bet you never saw the crazy kind of a fling that I'll be flinging. Man, I really will be swinging till the girls come home. I'm gonna invite some crazy cats I know. Let them bring their horns and blow. And we'll cook and we'll bawl and the neighbors will murder us all. Yeah, little die. Shot la la da da little be ubo ba da la da la la da la la da 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 da. Shot a body bit la da 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 la flip ba do be ah. Shadow ba do 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 yeah alright. Ba ba do ba do do le ba da ba do do la 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 da 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 hey da da hey do 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 da da. Shadow ba do do la da la da hey da 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 la da. Shadow ba do la da ba da ba do le ba do do da da. Shadow ba do do ba da ba we ba do la da. Flan up ba do ba do la da. Shadow ba do ba do la hey. Flan up ba do ba do la da da da. Shadow ba do ba do ba da 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 da. Hey. da. La da do play, ba do ba do ba da ba da ba we play da 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 da. Roll back the rug, break out the jug. I'm gonna have a ball the like of which you never have done. My wife is on vacation, so's my mother-in-law. I bet you never saw the crazy kind of a fling that I'll be flinging. Man, I really will be swinging to the girl who's come home. Roll down the shade, send home the maid. I'm gonna live a little nap for all the dues that I paid. My wife is on vacation, so's my mother-in-law. I bet you never saw the crazy kind of a fling that I'll be flinging. Man, I really will be swinging to the girl who's come home. I'm gonna invite some crazy cats I know. Let them bring their horns and blow, and we'll cock and we'll bow, and the neighbors will murder us all.
Well, you don't have to unmute. Thank you so much, people, for coming out. Louise and Mark, thank you for having us.
Oh, Chris, thank you.
Brad Chomsky on the drums, y'all.
Woo! Everybody unmute. Let's go.
Jim Webb on the bass. Yes, Truly Chris Humphrey. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks for having us. And thank you for supporting Jazz at WaHi. If this is the first time you've checked out Jazz at WaHi, that's awesome. Please go back. Go to their site and support them. There's all kinds of stuff they're doing. They have jam sessions. They have outdoor jam sessions, indoor jam sessions when COVID's over, and all kinds of great stuff. And they're truly, truly supportive of jazz musicians and being jazz musicians themselves. They know the struggle that it is to get out there and to keep this music alive.
Absolutely.
We're just thrilled to be a part of it.
Thank you, Chris.
much.
Thank you,
Chris
Tim.
Savage, man.
Thank you,
Blue.
Brad. Thank you so much.
Can I say, Chris, I love you. Miss you.
Usually applause.
Chris,
So great to see you, Chris.
I'm going to end the meeting now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know. I'm looking to see if they want another one. Or not.
Oh, we'll
Down to
take
30
another one.
people, so looks like they're leaving. So.
I
Yeah,
was gonna.
thank you.
That's one.
He doesn't know.
Here, wait.
Oh, no.
They're working.
Oh no.
Sometimes on a good
They're asking for one more, gentlemen.
No,
One more.
No,
Yeah,
right. If you want, this is this.
We only played 3 tunes.
I looked, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. 7 tunes was just.
Do they know we can hear
Bye.
it?
I think they're done.
Don't worry about that. It's just-
We can hear them, but they can't hear us.
So good. It's funny how you can, like, I don't know, this has been true for me anyway, like the longer